Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Wrestling, the last episode of the year. Mr. Michaels, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Yourself?
Yeah. So I think, I haven't really had the chance to talk to you about it, but I'm going to announce it here. Next week, we are off. We are off for the Christmas week. Unfortunately, part of that is me traveling.
Hmm.
So, because they make things so difficult, I cannot take any of my laptop, my microphones, or my gear with me. I'm going
Yeah.
down. We're going down for a family wedding, and I need to actually act like a family guy this week.
Yeah.
So, um, I figure, it is Christmas, everything, this and that. We'll come back strong after that, and we'll get going. But this will be the last show of the year, for wrestling. Well, no, maybe no, it will be the last year because by the time I get back and everything. But we will come back to you guys with our year in review as well, with all that kind of stuff. But dude, let's just cut the chase. Let's cut to it all. I'm going to ask you very simply, to tap or not to tap? That is the question.
Yeah. I mean, you could.
No,
So here's the
please,
thing. Is
let it
here's the
out. Let
thing.
it out.
No, no. Here's the thing, right? Is like, so you go to like look at the site like Bleacher Report. They're very unbiased, right? They graded the whole Cena heel, the whole run as F,
Yeah.
and they're right down the middle. So no, I agree with that. Now, Cena's an old school guy. He wanted to lose on his way out. Okay, fine. Personally, me, I don't think it matters anymore, because we keep saying it's a time honored tradition. Well, we don't follow traditions in wrestling anymore. We got women beating up dudes. We got all kinds of crazy stuff in wrestling. So to me, that doesn't apply anymore because the same guys like Triple H will tell you it's a time honored tradition for the superstar to lose on his way out the door. I agree, but we don't follow this tradition anymore. It's a new era now. So tapping out, one side of the coin is for 20 years he said never give up. What's the last thing he does? He gives up. So hustle, loyalty, respect, never give up. Don't like that. Should have pinned him, fine. But I'm not too outraged about it. Like, it's wrestling. What do you expect? Like, we knew they were going to flub this, right? Match itself was good. Cena worked hard. Gunther worked hard. Um, the one thing I didn't like is that Triple H came out after the match. And that just, like, you don't need to be there, dude. Like, stay out of there. Stay backstage and focus on the part. Why are you out there playing at the Titantron? Get out of there. It's he's being an egomaniac. And then after the match, the guy he got booed out of the building on the way up the ramp. Fans were chanting AEW. Fans were chanting, "We want Vince back. You effed up." Like, just totally annihilating the guy. Now, what's happening now is Triple H Glazers, as they call him, are defending him and saying he's trying to be a heel character. No, he was out there with Big E and all those guys trying to sell you guys this is amazing. They started booing him. They started chanting AEW. So he looks at everything and goes, I thought the chair would be louder than that. He doesn't want to be a heel. Triple H wants to be loved, especially in this role, right? I don't think John Cena should have tapped to sum it all up because his whole thing was never give up. Some people are saying that they wanted to embarrass John by doing that. Here's one comment that makes me think it's possible. Did you hear what Michael Cole said when he tapped?
I
Yeah.
probably did, but I can't remember.
So this is the most important thing, and nobody's brought it up on the podcast. And this is the stuff that you're going to hear on Samp, and no of these other glazers are going to bring this up because they're lazy. The key thing that Michael Cole said, and makes me believe there's some possible truth that they were trying to kind of, I don't want to say ruin Cena's legacy because you can't ruin his legacy. It's ironclad, but kind of embarrass him a little bit. When John Cena is tapping, first of all, he's smiling while he's tapping. I thought you're getting choked up. You have no air, so how are you smiling? That's kind of corny. Michael Cole says, and Triple H said this in his ear because he's in Gorilla. He said, nobody said this yet, pro wrestling just defeated sports entertainment. So what is that? That's a shot from Triple H and Michael Cole. And who's those two shots at? It's a shot at John. It's a shot at Vince, because Vince always said sports entertainment. So they took a little slap at John. Didn't like that. John Cena is a company that's not going to complain about it. Maybe in a year or two, you'll hear him say, didn't play out how I wanted. But for Michael Cole to say that, pro wrestling has never defeated sports entertainment because just look at the numbers, right? Sports entertainment will always crush pro wrestling. And so I thought that was kind of corny, kind of a nasty thing to say. But I don't mind seeing him losing, but he shouldn't have tapped out. But I'm not outraged about it. I'm not even outraged. I'm more disappointed of how bad this retirement run was. Don't forget, John Cena didn't just lose his last match. He lost 2 matches. He lost his last 2.
Okay.
And I kind of agree with Ariel Helwani. Why couldn't he have wanted his way out? Here's one thing, another thing I got to quickly ask before you give it to you. What is the reason why Vince McMahon, most people don't know this, when you went to a house show with Vince, when a heel had face to face for the main event, who won that every time?
Usually the heel.
No, never once. So I'll tell you why Vince McMahon always put the face over on a.
I know. I just said that's on purpose.
So this is the reason why Vince McMahon put over a face every time at a house show. You know the reason why?
Fans go home happy.
But that's true. But do you know the main reason why he did that?
What's the main reason, Chance?
Okay, this is the main reason why he did that, and we do this too at our show. For the most part, when the fans are happy, guess what they do when they're going out the door?
They buy merch.
Bingo. And so with this opportunity, Ariel Helwani is kind of saying, you know what? Give it to Cena. Let the fans go home happy. Buy this stuff. I don't really care that Cena lost. I'm indifferent to it. I just didn't like that comment by Michael Cole. And the never give up is kind of out the window because you gave up. Vince would never let him tap. And it doesn't matter if John Cena wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Nick Khan, Triple H say, too bad, buddy. We're not doing that. You can just get pinned. So there's my take on it.
Okay.
Let's hear yours.
All right. So I love the fact that so many people are upset. I love the fact that so many people have gone down rabbit holes, digging, researching. Can you imagine if all these people put their minds to what they actually want to achieve in life, how successful this world would be? Okay, that's besides the point. The tap, I had no problem with it. I got it. I understood it from a story perspective. I didn't dig too deep into it. This is my take, Chance, okay?
Yeah, fair enough.
The way I look at it, this whole story, Gunther's always been that old school wrestler, correct?
Yeah.
He's always going to be that old school, our grandfather's father's type of wrestler, Lou Thesz, Bruno Sammartino. You can even throw Bobby Backlund in there if we want to, right? That kind of old man's wrestler, right?
Yeah.
Killer Kowalski. That's what he represents. 24, 32 hole boots. No one wears those anymore, okay? That takes a real commitment to sit there and lace up those boots every night.
Mm-hmm.
So respect to that. The tap, I feel, I understand how they're building the story here. See, I'm looking at more from a story perspective. I'm looking at from the actual product opposed to everything behind the scenes and who's hating on who and whatnot, because that's always going to happen, Chance. That's a given now in wrestling, right? It doesn't matter if he had let himself be choked out. People would still be upset. It doesn't matter if he got pinned. People would have been upset. Nobody wanted Gunther to be in this match in a lot of senses, correct? But the reality of it is, look what we saw last night. And I needed to see Raw last night to see how they were going to do this.
Yeah.
From complete, and I don't want to argue with you about what the fans are saying, dirt sheets are saying, and that's okay. Everyone talking about it is making it work, in my opinion, right? Bad publicity, good publicity, they're talking about it. We're talking about it. People are getting angry about it. And that's a beautiful thing. There's two parts to this. Why I'm saying what I'm saying is it progresses the story because now you got a guy that you've built up who's this old school wrestler. And now he can say, I killed sports entertainment. You know what I mean? Not everyone was happy when Orton back in the early 20s was doing this to legends. Mm-hmm. People were upset then too. So what's the difference what Gunther's doing to what Orton was doing then?
Three things.
But hold on.
Gunther's almost 40. There's a problem there. He's 38, right?
I get that. But he's still in good shape, okay? Now, you want to look at another guy? I'm going to go on a tangent here because this ties into it. Unfortunately, it wasn't a part of my notes here, but Damian Priest, okay? You notice they're using him less and less now.
Yep.
Because of his body. They're trying to maintain him because of what he's put his body throughout his whole career. This guy's death matches, this kind of match, and those matches are great. But if they're not making you money in anything, they're just taking years off of your life, and that's what we're seeing with Damian now. Gunther, on the other hand, has played it smart, technical, this and that. He at 38, he still has a better body than some of the younger guys out there. Okay.
Yeah, some.
So from that perspective, I understand. And you've got a guy here in a character where you can build up now. What he did last night on Raw, calling Cena a bitch, because Cena's not going to come back to defend himself. We're left now with what he did. Okay. That smirk at the end, I believe that was him knowing that, hey, I'm going to start a whole bunch of shit here because I'm not going to make a comment. I'm not going to say anything about anything.
Or at least laughing at God, this is so bad. Sorry, guys. It's hard to say that we take it, right? We don't know.
So in terms of that whole storyline, professional wrestling defeated sports entertainment, it makes sense because all the people that were crying last night in that ring were saying Cena sucks. Nobody wanted Cena between the period of 2013 to 2017. They wanted him out of the show.
Yep.
And nobody liked him. Everyone hated John Cena. All those people were crying last night on
Yeah.
Saturday night. All those people were complaining, oh, why did he tap? Oh, what happened to our hero? Okay. Now, the other part of this is what makes me kind of take back some of the stuff that I was thinking earlier was how much John Cena has affected these people. Like, I didn't get it. I really didn't, because maybe it wasn't my generation, even though I watched it religiously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've ever felt so sad about one of my favorite wrestlers retiring. And then I realized, wait a minute, all the guys that I loved that retired are still in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Your favorite guy, Triple H, that's always
I
there.
like
So,
him as a wrestler.
no. But how can I be sad about him retiring when I see him every week?
Yeah.
Undertaker, he's always around. He's doing something. This is different because Cena's going to completely shut this curtain.
No.
No. Meaning wise, in terms of comments, podcasts, this and that, he'll pop up here and there and do his thing and come out and hype up a show and be an ambassador that way.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, we're not going to get a continuous amount of John Cena unless it's on a movie screen, or if he's on the Late Show promoting a movie. We're not going to get much wrestling John Cena anymore.
Not for a little bit. He'll miss it in a bit.
What I noticed was this is very comparable to Stone Cold Steve Austin, in my opinion. Okay, we were products of the Attitude Era.
Mm.
Okay. Yes, we watched wrestling when we were little kids, but we were little kids. Okay. Mm-hmm. Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, The Shield were the Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Roddy Piper of Flying Reigns' generation. Isn't that fair?
Minus the popularity those guys have, but yes.
Okay. That would be his little kid fandom.
Yes.
Now, if Reigns sticks with wrestling and becomes a fan, what we're going to see now as he gets older is this next generation of Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, Logan Paul, Gunther.
Yeah.
Name a few more guys in there as well that are.
Well, their young talent's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Right? Okay. That's going to be Flying Reigns and Little Mrs. generation of wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I remember, and I never did this, but I remember going to friends' houses and they had a framed picture of Stone Cold Steve Austin on their mantle because they believed in him so much.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to realize that guys in their 20s and 30s have that same kind of affinity with John Cena. And I saw that in one of our wrestling groups last night on Saturday, the WSN big family group that I'm a part of. Mm-hmm. And a lot of these guys that are grown men were like, I feel sad. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
I realized that was their generation.
Yeah.
Okay. As far as the story goes, this is great for Gunther. I don't have a problem with it. Okay. You have a story built in right now where you have Gunther as the professional wrestling and he killed sports entertainment. He killed the sports entertainment of the spinning belt.
Yeah.
The gimmicks and everything that John brought to the table.
Entertainment.
Entertainment. Correct?
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. But the thing is that Gunther's 38, so he's already on the back end of his prime. Gunther was a late bloomer. He wasn't popular. He's like 35 years old, right? Most guys, they're already done with you by then. So he got lucky that he come up through the NXT ranks and he's Shawn Michaels and Triple H's boy, right? Because most people, you ain't made it by then, you're done, right? So I like Gunther myself. The problem is that he tapped out the Jey Uso 3 months ago. And so you have little man Jey Uso tapping you out, and you're going to tap out John Cena. We're supposed to believe. And then another thing that was bad, John didn't even sell it. He gets tapped out. He's choked. But next thing you know, he's in the ring, and Triple H is there. It's like, dude, sell it.
No, I get that. But here's the other thing. Call it bad booking, but call it, the fans aren't helping themselves either.
No, I know, but I'm not really care.
Hold on. Last night on Raw.
Yeah.
Gunther comes out. Okay, okay. You have nothing as fans. You're angry at this man, but you're just gonna say you tapped out. Like, dude, who cares?
I don't think for the fans. This is the thing. I don't think the fans are angry at Gunther. I think the fans are angry at how bad this played out.
I get it. But the heat that they're showing Gunther, which is great, but their comments and stuff make them look aloof. Look, here's the problem with wrestling, in my opinion. I had to think a lot about this today because I didn't know what kind of guns you were going to come at me with. So I really, really had to dig deep down and think about all these things. We live in a generation of ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we live in a generation of TikTok, Reels, and Shorts.
Yep.
Okay. The mass man. I'm gonna transfer now. We're gonna segue.
Hold on, let's do one other thing. So, this is the thing here is that I don't think the fans are as some are obviously the hardcore guys are pissed off, but most people aren't mad that John Cena lost. We all knew he was going to lose. Anybody with a brain in their head knew that was going to happen. Maybe he didn't want it to. Maybe guys like myself and Ariel Helwani said he should win because there's no time-honored tradition in wrestling anymore. We've broken every rule in the book. So the same guys that'll tell you the time-honored tradition will tell you, well, we can't go back to the Attitude Era because we've evolved and progressed on. So if we've evolved as wrestling fans, wrestling bookers, whatever you want, journalists, whatever you want to call it, so we have to go back to an old tradition when you guys are telling us we've evolved. So they're picking and choosing what we should honor and what we shouldn't honor, right? And the worst part about the whole thing is that really pissed people off is here's the guy, because we're in a third new era now. His wife told us we're in the Paul Levesque era. He told us a whole new era as a wrestler. He told us that. But now we're in the third new Triple H era because I guess the other two have failed. So here's a guy that people are mad at Triple H because he screwed up this whole John Cena thing. We can blame The Rock. We can blame Travis Scott. Travis Scott is the second most streamed artist in the world. You can't figure out how to use him. You're clueless, right? So
it doesn't help when that guy's an idiot himself.
Well, Triple H decided to book him anyway. So Triple H comes out after the match. People are going like, dude, you screwed up this whole thing. Not even that John Cena tap. It's everything you've done prior. We're going to boo you. And then the guy is such an egomaniac. He sits at the post show with Big E and them, and they're literally chanting Ada. They're literally booing you. They're saying, we want Vince back. And he's so tone deaf. I've always said Triple H and Shawn Michaels, great wrestlers. Wayne Gretzky, what was he? Great hockey player. Was Michael Jordan? Great basketball player. They're not good coaches and owners. These guys are tone deaf. Triple H and Shawn Michaels are tone deaf. They don't understand wrestling fans. They don't understand the casual fans. They're so hardcore in their bubble, and they're Hall of Famers, but they cannot write a show. They cannot book a show. One more thing before we move on. Vince Russo said it best last week on Lunacy. He said, and I've been saying it too, I'm glad he's saying he's got a huge platform. He said, Triple H is the clown in Connecticut. No wrestler has ever been a good booker. Then he started listing off Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes. All these guys had the book, have never succeeded because they are wrestlers. They can't write a show. And he was saying that to Violent J. And now people are turning on Triple H, and he is the most hated man in wrestling. So hopefully he does something with that and becomes, because he's loathed because what he's done to the company. So hopefully he does something with this and comes out with the screw you all, I married Steph to get power. We all know that, ha ha ha. Then we got some real heat. But he's so tone deaf, he wants to be liked. And he totally embarrassed himself, man. And he should have been told by Nick Khan, do not go to that post show. They just booed you out of the building. But he did. He showed up anyways because he's such a smug. He's so smug. Well, and look, this is the third Triple H era we're in now. The third one. We're in a new era now. Like, how many do we need, dude?
Dude, you know what? We can sit here and argue, go red in the face, and all.
I'm just telling you what. I'm not even telling you. I'm just telling you what happened. He got booed. They chanted AEW.
Yep.
Chanted we want Vince back. So somebody needs to tell this guy, sit down.
Okay, well, look, you know what?
Sit down, bro. You're embarrassing yourself.
We'll see what happens. I can't comment on it, bro, because
well, I'm just telling you what happened.
No. I saw it myself. Right? I saw it myself. But let's move on.
Yeah.
You ready? Okay, so we're done with the tap thing.
I'm not too worried about that. It's just that fact that he says never give up, and you embarrass him. I think they did that on purpose to embarrass him personally. I can't prove it.
Well,
I'm fine with him losing, but not giving up. You gave 650 make-a-wishes to all these.
I get it. But
you tell them never give up, then you give up. I know it's wrestling, it's make-believe, but still.
I think people will forget in 3 months. People will forget, and we'll move on. And that's just the way it is. And this is why I'm saying what I'm about to say now, as we go into this next portion of our talk here. I started off by saying to you, we live in a world now of short attention spans. We live in a world of reels, shorts, TikToks, you name it. People don't have the time or the energy, mental energy to consume something over a long period of time.
Yep.
Film is dying. Okay, the art of film, the art of dialogue is dying. People can't sit there and watch a half an hour sitcom anymore. Nobody can sit there and watch a baseball game anymore. No one can watch a hockey game anymore. You know what I mean? This is the world we're living in, and it's becoming more and more evident, right? I implore everyone, if you're listening, if you made it this far into the show, if you have children, get them off the fucking devices. Limit it. You can't get them off. Okay, I agree. You can't take them off completely because it's a big part of what they have to do at school and everything now too. Those devices are part of school. They can be a good thing, but majority of what we allow our children to use them for aren't helping them. Okay, it's short time. You want to have a fucking meal in peace? You know what? Suck it up, bro. If you didn't want to have kids, you should have pulled out or used protection. Okay? When I go to a restaurant with my family, I put my phone away. I embarrass them because they're both sitting there on their stupid little things. And I'll sit there and I'll look at them. I'll stare at them. Okay. You have to set the example, parents, not your kids.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
Okay. Limit it. You can't take it away. I get that completely, but limit it because it's affecting it. And this is a prime example of what I'm talking about. Okay. When we were kids in the Attitude Era, if this Masked Man story that I'm about to bring up now was playing at that time, it was okay if it went 2-3 months.
Yeah.
Okay. This guy, in my opinion, should have come out in January on the 5th.
I was surprised he came out yesterday.
Because of what I just said to you,
No,
bro.
I know
People are
why,
getting angry and saying, "Oh, they're putting this. Oh, they're doing that." Like constantly, everyone has to complain about something. Oh, why are they doing this? Oh, it's not theory. Why are they playing with us? Because all you keyboard warriors keep making the people at the Titan Towers have to rewrite everything. Okay, we complain about Triple H, we complain about all this stuff, and which is fine. Some of it's granted. I don't think a lot of it is. I think it's just a scapegoat for most of it. Okay, to be fair. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he doesn't have his role to play.
I get it.
Because we live in such a world now that you can't even have a storyline go more than 2 weeks without the reveal, just shows you how short people's intention is.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
Okay, so we had to get Austin Theory last night. If we didn't, then things would have blown up even more.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the problem I had with that. I had no problem with the unveiling. Yeah. Every time this guy, the Masked Man, showed up before this, security chased him out. Where was security last night?
That's a good point. I never thought of that. Yeah.
He was just sitting there on that apron. Security was bum rushing this guy for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like security wasn't even visible, but then all of a sudden they show up out of nowhere. Where were they last night? When he ran into the crowd, where were they? I'm just saying, it's a good example. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's theory. I'm glad it worked.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, but this is what I'm trying to say to you, brother, man. This is the problem with wrestling fans today. One, I hope I don't get in trouble for this, but we live in a very, very, very woke and cry me a river fucking society now.
Yeah.
Okay, where everybody gets a medal, even if you didn't score a goal in the whole tournament. Fair?
Participation medal, yeah.
No, it's unheard of. You're not supposed to. If you lose, you lose. Okay. Yeah. If you're giving up medals, gold, silver, bronze.
Yep.
Gold, silver, bronze. No participation medal.
No, I agree.
Okay, because when I played baseball for 20 years.
Mm.
I spent many weekends at tournaments behind home plate, knees hurting, catching balls in the heat. Okay. If we didn't win the tournament, I stood there with aching knees watching these guys get medals. You know what that made me do when I go home? I hopped on my bike, I drove home, and I would sit there and throw balls into an old tire that I had put up against the post.
Yeah.
So I could be better for the next one.
Yeah, it makes you work harder.
These kids get the participation medal. What happens? And mom and dad takes them to McDonald's and gets them a bloody Happy Meal.
Pretty much.
Okay. Where's the grit and the determination? Which is why I'm saying we're not going to see Connor McDavid's. We're not going to see Michael Jordan's. We're not going to see Tiger Woods type of players emerge. As maybe we will, maybe we won't. But no one puts the time and effort into stuff anymore. And this is now affecting what we're watching here. Okay.
Yeah.
Storylines have to be fast, or people aren't going to be happy.
No, that's true. I agree.
We live in a world where everyone cries. Because everyone is easily triggered. Okay, suck it up, people. This is wrestling. It's a TV program. At the end of the day, it's a television program.
Yeah.
The fact that you guys are so enamored and so caught up in all of it just makes me believe it's working, good or bad.
You know, the hard part about the whole thing is that if this has been a new company, we would have called, call it ABC Wrestling. Then they would have been okay. They would have had their own niche market. But because they're trying to change WWE and do all these different things, it's not going to work because you have so many Vince loyalists like the way he did it. And then you got some of these new people that like the way Triple H does it. So you got mix here, and then you got some guys in the middle. And it's really tough because we're used to WWE one way. Now they're trying to change
I get it. But they're changing it. But they have to change the product. Television changes its product, changes its commercials, changes the way we consume it based on what the people are looking for.
The only problem is
commercials in the 80s will not sell today. TV shows of the 80s,
yeah, but the problem Yeah, I agree. But the problem is that Nick Khan and Shapiro and Ari and all these guys
Nick
have
Khan
done
doesn't care about the WWE. He's a
no, but
bigger picture guy.
no, I know, but the problem with his big picture is
Look, he threw Triple H under the
he
bus
did. Yeah, he goes this all
on
his.
Ariel on Logan Paul's
Yeah,
show.
he did. So here's the thing: the guy's a real smug. He's a real smug son of a gun. But the thing is like now we're under. So now we don't know what SmackDown. We go under a million or over a million. SmackDown is completely unwatchable. AEW Dynamite is a better show than SmackDown. I've never said that before because Raw is still the best show on TV for wrestling for sure.
I get it. I get it.
But it's like so they got to either bring up these new guys or they got to clean complete house of the writers and everybody and bookers to get them all out of there.
I think
something's got to happen because it's not working.
Okay, so maybe we have to look at the writers, and maybe we have to look at the bookers. Maybe we have to look at producers. I think it's all in the back. No, it's all in the back. Okay,
yeah.
Because here's a note that I wrote last night when I was watching Raw. Okay.
Yeah.
As far as the Austin Theory coming out, people were arguing, oh, it took too long. Oh, it took too long for him to emerge. I wrote this thought down. I think it can still be something with Austin Theory emerging last night, okay?
Yep.
Right now, and I'm writing this as I'm watching this on the screen. So imagine me watching this show last night at the end. Right now, you see all the future pillars potentially on the screen tonight. Logan Paul, Braun.
Yep.
The two breakers, or
yep.
Breakker and Bronson.
Mm-hmm.
You had Austin Theory there, Logan Paul. Okay. Gunther was there last night. That's 6 of them.
Yep.
Okay. Now, unfortunately, all 6 are heels right now. But I believe in the heart of my heart that one of those 5, 6 guys are going to be the face that runs the place. Okay. What we're looking at right now, in my opinion, when I looked at that screen last night, as we head out of 2025, going into 2026, that's your main roster in 4 years.
Absolutely. Okay. It's a great bunch of
These are the 6 guys, in my opinion, that are going to be your main guys. These are going to be your Ortons, your Cenas, your Brock, your Seth, your Rollins, or your Reigns, Punk, and Cena. Okay, these are the guys that are going to be that next generation of guys.
Totally agree. And what a group of talent.
Right now,
amazing. Talent.
Right now, they're all heels.
Yeah,
but at some point, some of these guys are going to change. Now, the argument I will put forward to you is which guy do you see being the face that runs the place? Because I think Gunther said what they've done with Gunther is beautiful. Taking out John Cena, excellent. Took out Goldberg, excellent. Okay, this guy's the new legend killer.
Mm-hmm.
Now, potentially, you have AJ next because he's retiring.
Yeah.
Okay, he's retiring in 2026. He's coming to the end. Who better to retire him now? It's Gunther, and they already planted the seeds for that. Okay, all that kind of stuff. Gunther was amazing last night. The heat that he got, it was everything you needed because Cena's not going to come back. And in terms of that old honored time tradition, you know what? Yeah, as modern and throwing everything else out the door, but there's some things that still stay in place in terms of the old school. And that's one of those philosophies that I still believe in, that, you can change everything, but that still stays the same. What Cena did was he left the business better than he took it. Okay. Because he's created storylines. He's created a path for Gunther now to take out all these old guys. Now this can accumulate into 2 final matches. Him and Orton. Legend Killer versus Legend Killer?
Yeah.
Or him and Brock? Now, early preliminary talks are saying this is what we're looking at WrestleMania. Anything can change, but we're looking at Punk versus Breakker.
Unfortunately.
Okay. We're looking at that. We're looking at Roman versus Cody again. That's potentially the second one. And the third match that they're saying that they want to bring back now, based on what they've seen, is Gunther versus Brock.
I don't think we're going to see that much. Number one of them's got to turn face. You can't have 2 heels going at it. So Gunther's going to have to turn because Brock's not turning because he's a butt kicker, right?
Out of the 6 guys, someone has to turn face eventually, right?
Mm.
So this might be it. I don't know. This is preliminary. There's a long way to go before we get there, right? We still got to tackle January the 5th. We got all that coming up.
Out of all those guys you just mentioned, when I actually CM Punk, I've been saying this for a while. Bring out Rick, bring out Scott. What did CM Punk say last night? Your stupid dad, your stupid uncle. So we know
that was an amazing promo.
No, I know. So we know Rick or Scott's going to come out there. I've been saying that.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Braun needs to change his name. You're not Bron Breakker. You're a Steiner. Go
No, he
back to
did, and,
Steiner.
and maybe this is where, because of all the guys that I see becoming a face, like a good face, like a face that can actually carry this now. Because only a face can be the flagship guy. You never
Yeah,
see a heel be the flagship guy, right?
not really. No.
Brock, Bron Breakker will become a face,
Yeah,
and he'll become a Steiner at that point too.
because Braun doesn't have that jerk in him like Logan does. Logan needs to stay heel because he
Yeah,
can be a real
no, no,
jerk.
no, and he can be a
But
real joke.
Braun will become face. You can
Exactly,
tell he's a nice guy deep down.
exactly. He has it. I've seen it at NXT when he was a good guy.
Yeah.
Okay, he has the potential to be that guy, and I think he is the next guy. It's him or Theory, in my opinion. Theory, and him are the only two guys, in my opinion, that could be those two top faces going forward. If I'm planning this 5 years from now, December 16th to 25, come back to 2030. God willing, we're still alive and he's given us more time on this planet to see it. Those are going to be your guys.
Yeah. No, two of the best talents around, hands down.
Right? I already see how the roster's shaping up, and we've seen this happen time and time again. We saw this to the transition to the Attitude Era, to the John Cena era, where
but there's always going to be that one guy that we're not thinking of that will sneak through the cracks and come up, hang with these guys, right? Who knows? It is a Montez Ford. Maybe it's a guy I wouldn't even know yet. There's always even those couple guys that come up.
Dude, look, we got Oba coming up.
Yeah,
okay, Oba's coming up pretty soon. That was a great match that he had with Cody. Let's talk about it really quick. Good. It was an amazing showcase. They did the right thing there by Oba. Okay, they kept Cody safe. They threw Drew in there, so you have that built in now. Okay, Oba looks good. He's ready to come up. It's just a question of him losing that strap now, and he'll be up. Okay,
I think the main focus right now, the talent they have is amazing. The young talent it's some of the best young talent we've seen in the last years. Now here's the thing. They got to beef up SmackDown. Give some of these guys the SmackDown so we get
now what we're going to start to see, because SmackDown is going to 3 hours. It was announced.
Yeah.
It's going back to 3 hours. It's not a WWE decision. It's a USA decision.
Yeah, they're telling them you got to do it. Yeah.
They want to do it. So what they're going to start to do now is they're going to fill that up with NXT. Okay. You go to NXT, you go to SmackDown, you bite you get your bite in there, and you work your way up to Raw. So this is what we're going to see.
I don't like that. I don't like that approach, and I'll tell you why. Why? You're already, because they're telling us SmackDown's a B show. They're saying there's no need to watch, but it doesn't need to be. You can make it strong. You got so much talent that you're not using. So here's the thing: by doing that, you're basically telling the average guy, you don't need to watch SmackDown. There's a bunch of guys. It's like watching a junior hockey game. More people want to watch NHL. So we're going to take some junior guys and mix them with some NHL guys. You're going to watch it. Nobody's going to watch it. That's the problem. The ratings are so low. So I understand the idea of being a feeder system. We don't need to do that.
Well, I'm assuming that's it, right?
No, but if that's what they're going to do, it seems that way.
If that's what they're going to do, then we'll see how it plays out.
When you put on SmackDown, you start the show with.
But SmackDown has always been more of the wrestling portion of the show.
But now the ratings are going down low.
Well, hey, let's see what they do. Let's see what they do.
No, I get it. But it's like this whole SmackDown versus Raw thing. You can't share the shows. This is ridiculous. Bring the talent wherever they got to go, because the thing is, SmackDown is so bad, and we're once you get below 1 million, they're barely going above and below. We're gonna get down to 700,000 eventually if they don't shape this up.
Hey, let's see what they do.
So it's like they can't do that.
We'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. I hope anyways. but look, it was a crazy week in the WWE. Mm-hmm. You know, we had Austin Theory come out. I like to see what they do now with this and how they play it. It's all in execution now. Okay. It really does. This is what it comes down to. How do they play this out? Mm-hmm. 2025 year was fiscally great for the WWE, but in terms of television and everything that they did, I would have to give them a very low grade just because of it all. Okay. They didn't deliver in the ring. They didn't deliver, they delivered outside the ring, but that's only for their pockets, not for ours.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, when you got like Bleacher Report giving it an F, when you got ESPN trashing your shows, now you have major publications who are not just into wrestling. They do everything. You can look at football, basketball, Bleacher Report, same with ESPN. So when these guys are saying They're noticing how bad it's being. It's not just us kind of guys saying it; it's the big boys saying it. You
Well,
got a
you know
real
what though,
problem on your hands.
and you know what, this is a TKO problem because we're starting to see that, and we'll talk about that in the boxing show a little bit. Thank you for bringing that up. But you know, in returns of some comments that De La Hoya made, that Paulie Malignaggi made
Mm-hmm.
about TKO's boxing promotion, we'll talk about that in that show. But that just kind of triggered something in my
I
head
just
when
think
he
that
said it.
no, we know how smart Henri is. He's a billionaire businessman, a
Yeah,
brilliant businessman.
look, he knows
But
what he knows, but he doesn't know wrestling.
no, he doesn't know
Doesn't know
wrestling.
sport. He
But
doesn't know sports.
no, but he has to but he's smart enough to realize, okay, ratings are down. Bleacher Report, ESPN, all these guys are saying our show is garbage.
Yeah,
Yes, we got good ticket sales. We jacked the prices up 300%, but
yeah,
our ticket sales are going down.
yeah.
We have a
Holy
big
shit.
problem.
They said, what did they say for Saturday night's main event? Sold out, $4 million gate. Yeah, it's a $4 million gate when you're selling tickets for
Yeah,
$1,500 in the nosebleeds. Of
yeah.
course, you're going to get a $4
And
million
thanks for
gate.
saying that. Thanks for bringing that up. So right now, AEW has this thing, Christmas Christmas deal, 25% off all their tickets, and that transitions me into what I was going to bring up. I don't know if you saw this yet. April 12th,
Yeah, they're coming Dynasty to
Rogers Arena.
Vancouver.
Yeah, they're bringing World's End.
Yeah.
If you can,
No, Dynasty.
Dynasty, yeah. So if you sign up for it now, like I think the tickets go on sale Monday, you're getting 25% off of already ticket that's only going to be like $100 anyways.
Yeah,
so that they'll probably get pretty close to a sellout just because the tickets are so reasonable.
I think I'll be there. I'm sure. We haven't talked about it, but I'm sure we'll be there.
I've never been to AEW.
I've never been to AEW either, so this is a great opportunity
My
to go
kid
check
went
it out.
my kid went to Survivor Series.
Yeah.
And it was a Collision. And he said, I like the wrestlers better at Survivor Series, but he said AEW, this one he said was more fun because it's quicker pace, there's more, you know what I mean? So that's what he said. I don't know. We'll find out.
Now, AEW. Let's talk about AEW really quick. Thank you for segueing into this. I don't know if you've heard about this or saw any of this yet. So I apologize if I'm just throwing this at you. A report's come out in the last week or so about AEW's ill treatment of female wrestlers and international talent. Have you read it or seen anything about it?
No, but I don't believe that for 1 minute. I'll tell you why. Tony Khan is the most woke, most, I don't want to talk trash the guy, but most sissy guy you're ever going to meet. There's no way he would ever mistreat a woman or a person of color. This guy is scared to even say that he likes white wrestlers. This is how woke the guy is. I don't believe it. Maybe it's an agent who did it.
There's a lot of girls that are backing it up now. One is Stephanie Vicure as well.
Who did it though? Was it Tony?
The management. So it's whoever was in charge. I'm not saying this is necessarily a Tony Khan direct issue.
Okay.
It's within the organization.
That's possible then. That's
okay. So basically what the story is saying is that Luke Harper's wife, she's kind of had a role backstage at AEW, right? They kind of gave her a role out of, unfortunately her husband passed away, so they gave her something to do there. I believe her work was within the women's division with international talent. Okay. Stephanie's come out now. There's a girl called Sarah Stock.
Are you saying Luke Harper's wife is treating them bad?
She's a part of it. Okay. I'm just telling you what I've said, right? Okay. She's a part of it in some way where this mistreatment. Now, this mistreatment isn't necessarily in terms of being derogatory or racist or anything. It's more about the mental health part of it, like in terms of.
So it sounds to me that it's a bunch of women that aren't getting the spots they want.
No,
unhappy, so they have bad mental health.
It's nothing to do with in ring. It has to do with the fact that, okay, if you're an international superstar, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you show up at the airport, you would expect someone to come to pick you up because you don't know the area.
Mm-hmm.
Things like that is what they're referring to. Things about
call Uber. Come on.
Okay, but see, this is what you're thinking, and I don't disagree with you, but this is a topic right now that's out there. So look into it a little bit.
Here's the problem with Tony Khan. When you play in to this wokeness, this woke audience that you cater to, you said you couldn't have Hulk Hogan on your show because he said the N-word, but you can have guys on your show who've actually raped women. Yeah. Okay, so he total fraud in that sense. And then when you placate into this narrative, Tony, and then you bring in these international people, which I said you shouldn't be doing in the first place because that's not good for business. And then they complain they don't get their way, they're going to sabotage you. And it is so unnecessary. I'll have to look into it.
I just wanted to throw it out there, just something because you don't really hear it.
he did a good job, man. Jacksonville Jaguars are kicking butt. His draft picks are looking good. I mean, they need a good playoff team here. So I'll give Tony Khan credit on that. He's building a decent roster, at least in Jacksonville. Better roster he's building in AEW, I guess.
Well, I mean, I think it's that also helped with that roster, and you have a bunch of other
Oh,
people
his dad
there.
gets
I mean,
final say on that. Yeah.
let's look at Fulham. Fulham's not doing that great either. So
Jacksonville's doing good though.
no, they are, but I mean, they're hanging on to a thread. I mean, if you want to get into the NFL, I really feel this year is just one weird year, man. I mean, the Bills should be dominant. There's no reason why the Patriots are doing what the Patriots are doing. We're seeing a lot of closer games. I mean, it's a great see. This is the kind of season you want, right?
Yeah.
No one's really standing out. I mean, I hate to say it, Pittsburgh's going to the playoffs, but I mean, how? That division is so shit, right?
Well, we're getting in. That's all that matters, I guess.
So you get in. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But listen, Chance, I tell you what, I think we covered everything. We talked about everything. We got the new generation of wrestlers coming up in the WWE. The future looks good, providing we see them do right by them. And I guess we'll figure everything out as we go. But that's it for 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for another wonderful year. We will be back in the new year with our...
Well, one thing we're going to do, because you won't be able to show, so what I want you to do, I'm going to put it on X. We'll have a list for the 25. So give me your best female wrestler, best male wrestler, best booker, and then best promotion. I'll put it up under your name, then I'll put it under my name, what I think. We'll throw it up on X and let the people know our year-end picks.
Okay, we can do
a show on it, right?
So, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Definitely. We'll talk off the year. We'll set up that timeline and go from there. But boys and girls, Santa Claus is in a frenzy. Everything is going crazy up into the North Pole. If you can imagine it right now, a lot of gingerbread, shortcake, you name it, it's happening. Christmas, 9 days away. 9 days away, Mr. Michaels. 9 days away from Christmas. So guys, get your last minute shopping in, and remember, Christmas isn't about presents and it's not about gifts unless you're a little kid.
Yeah.
Okay. Cherish your family, be happy, and just take the moment in, brother, because you know what? If anything has shown me 2025, and as we get older, Chance, we're going to be saying goodbye more than we're saying hello.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I don't mean to say that in a sad way or anything, but that's just a reality as we get older. So cherish your family, love your family. Don't make this about presents or what you didn't get or what you got. Who cares? We're grown men. You're grown women. If you really want something, go to the fucking store and buy it.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah.
That's why I look at it. I don't ask for anything for Christmas because I don't need anything. Because if I really need something, let's go to the store and buy it.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
Right? It's for little kids. It's for the children. Presents are for the kids. If we get something as adults, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Our gift is watching our children open those presents.
Absolutely.
Our gift is seeing their eyes and their smiles and knowing that me going to work and you going to work every day, that's the payoff.
Yep.
And when you can understand that and recognize that, ladies and gentlemen, life isn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
So on that note, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. God bless you all. Samp&Chance are